some of you have asked, what do we do for water quality? And what do we do for water management? How do we get the water into our lake? So everything starts for us at the faucet, right? And the first thing that I have is a splitter, right? And this lets me take water from the spigot to my water bay for us to use inside the camper. And I also have another hose here which takes us to our secondary black tank flush. And you'll notice that my hoses have a red piece of tape and a white piece of tape. White tape is good. This is our drinking water side. Red tape is bad. This is what we use for black tank flush. This should never get connected to anything that serves water inside the camper for us to use. So the other end of the hose that we use for a black tank flush, again, with the red tape, comes here to the black tank flush connector. I have a 90-degree angle connector, which alleviates stress from the side of the hose. I also have a shutoff valve that helps keep any black tank water from coming out of the camper back into my hose. So the other line from the spigot comes here to the wet bay. This water provides drinking water and other water we use inside the camper. And the first thing it comes to is a water pressure regulator. And we keep our water pressure between 60 and 65 psi. Next, we've got another Y connector with shutoff valves, which lets me control where I want the water to go. It makes it easy for me to troubleshoot when I have water leaks. The left side of the water splitter goes into my black tank flush, and I've got these nice flexible hose lines. The other side goes into my basement where I've got my water filter and soft water connection. And then it comes back from there into the inlet line, the city fixture line, into my camper. One thing to note, our camper did come with a water filter system. However, we had actually purchased a different system with our previous fifth wheel and decided we wanted to use that instead. The other filter used to fit here, used to hang down. We simply got rid of it and made these connectors connected each line, so we don't have to worry about that filter any longer. So now we're in the basement right next to my wet bay, and you can see my water lines coming in and going out through the hole in the wall that I've cut. The water line that comes into the basement comes into my first water filter system. You can see I've got the Aqua Plus Pro water filter and water softener, and you'll notice I've got two shutoff valves on each side of the filter, as well as two on each side of the water softener. I use those when it's time to change the filter or refresh my water softener. I can easily shut off the water coming in and the water coming out of my filters. That way, when I'm taking the filter out, I don't have water spilling all over my basement when I'm making those changes, and it makes things a lot more convenient for when that needs to happen. So a couple other quick things. First, you'll see I actually have a strap here that I mounted, which allows me to keep this very secure when we're traveling down the road so it's not bouncing around. And second, people have asked, why inside? Why in the basement? Why take up the space? Well, you've got to carry this somewhere when you're traveling, and more than likely you're going to keep it in your basement. We like it in our basement because it's easier to travel with, for one, and two, we don't like it outside. Especially if we're in colder climates and don't have to worry about water freezing. So our basement is heated, so we don't have to worry about these things ever freezing on us. So if we are in colder climates, we do have a heated water hose. So we can use that instead of these other hoses that I've showed you. That hose simply connects to the spigot like normal and comes into my wet bay. However, it has a plug on the end that I can plug in here where I've got an extension cord right through the same holes, and that will keep my water line from freezing. So that's a real quick recap of what we do for water quality and water management. Now, this is not the way we started. This has been a lot of trial and error and learning and seeing what other RVers have done for us to get to this stage. Different hoses, different connectors, different water pressure connectors, a lot of different things. But at this point, we're quite happy with the quality of water and our water softness. I will mention that our water filters last between 2 or 3 months, typically, depending on the quality of the water at a campground. And our water softener is similar. It's more about a month or two before I have to regenerate it, and that's a really quick process. We'll do another video on how you do that later.